Test, 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 test. Gotta be testnet. Gotta be testnet. Is the audio better? How we doing? Previously on Kimba TV. Lion Cubs, do you know how to play this? So it's always the same thing. First one arrives, so you can see that one clean. Second one cleans the early longers, and then third one is a higher low. All right, and since the third one is supposed to be a higher low, the invalidation is always the lower low. What is that wick? What do you mean, Nonfarm payrolls?
You just said.
We've been talking about it all week. Please don't tell me that you were not prepared for the volatility. Come on, boy. I'm Sin says, good morning, amazing days, too much juice. Let's go. How we doing? Gamer Girl says, good morning. What's up with the scam wick on S&P? It's non-farm payrolls, Gamer Girl. So we were actually talking about this all week. One website that I think I want you to start checking every day is forexfactory.com. So it's non-farm payrolls. Yeah. So yesterday, what I was saying pretty much the whole day was Thursday and Friday. My biggest sort of goal is to make sure that I can anticipate S&P and traditional markets, because next week when it's CPI week on Wednesday, that whole week it's going to be S&P confluence. I keep telling people don't DM me on Discord while I'm on stream, but I guess people aren't. But it's okay. I'll get you taken care of. It's because I have like the new as a Discord partner, I get access to like early versions, and the new version of Discord is sick. I'm not gonna lie, but like the way it does the audio capture, and you guys remember how I said on Fridays I'm gonna start bringing you guys on. It's gonna be like a talk show. So yeah, like there's all these security protocols that Nerd is building out it fucks me up, because when people DM me during the stream, it will like automatically block or hide that incoming message. Because imagine if I was talking with one of you guys and you had a question and I was going over it. I don't want a whole bunch of all those noises, so it like auto blocks and auto mutes incoming messages. But I'll get that fixed up on next week. A lot of stuff happening next week. Hopefully the desktop is going to be set up. I've got more people mounting shit today, so hopefully I can get the 57-inch ultra wides stacked on top of each other, and we'll be good to go on Monday. Sounds good? Laptop stream today, though. Kimba, did you take the 85 long? I did. I shaved 50% at value area high already, so yeah. But remember, like, I'm not really too worried about Biddy. To be honest with you, my biggest emphasis is going to be on S&P, and 5780 Boogamma Pixel Perfect. So far, so good for me, man. Yeah. What do you guys think about all this? Any questions? Fred, what's going on? Calling Noob, what's going on? Snippy Snap, what's going on? Snippy Snap says, I caught the 85K entry last night. Would you mind reviewing how you would set stop loss for the weekend and Monday, Tuesday expectations? I think 85 gets lost. I already shaved 50% at value area high. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, Snippy Snap. I don't know what it's today. It's, dude, like, we're going to have the crypto summit volatility, right? Did you hear what I said yesterday, where I said I want the price action to have a really big range so we have a chance to have volatility today? Do you remember that? Dude, that's perfect. Oh my God. This is exactly what I want. This is, not what I want, but like this kind of setup makes it easier to trade for me, at least. How many of you guys remember when we were talking about the 85, 86? Isn't that crazy? So I'm a big level to level guy. Once we hit that, the only level that I'm interested in is down here. Yeah. A lot of stuff that we were anticipating happened, right? So, did that guy get stopped out? Yes or no? Top longer got stopped out, right? On CVD, it's a little bit harder to see, I think, right? It's a little bit harder to see. I think the RSI is maybe a little bit easier. So open interest, the longs got squeezed. Hidden bull div, Fibonacci. It's like I said, like we always talk about, it always starts with levels, And it doesn't matter if you long that or short it up there. It's just about don't long up there, don't short here. Okay, but yeah, Pixel Perfect, what do you think about S&P? Y'all know that I'm trying my hardest on S&P, right? But yeah, whoever was asking me about setting stop loss on the 85, I think you cleaned that hoe. Yeah. You know that I want like 74, right? Like my higher time frame shit really hasn't changed, honestly, to be honest with you, and I said this yesterday too, I didn't really want to long 85, 86. But I had to take it because the data was there. So Raf says, I'm juicing this long. Yeah, I shaved 50% at value area high, brother. It was just full rotate, right? For non-farm payroll. So it's like, don't get too excited. RTH about to open up. You heard? Anyways, do what you guys think is right. I would assume that if you took the 85 long, you knew where your TP1 was going to be. You know where your stop loss and profit is going to be. So, if you can get above value area high, and if RTH spends time above settlement, then we're probably going to go to like 95. So, if you're hella bullish, do your thing. Yeah. Sounds good. Ghost BTC says, I'm juicing but shave 75. Okay. Yeah, just every day, every trade, you have an opportunity to prove it to yourself that you know what you're doing. So prepare, plan, and execute. So if you're showing up right now without a plan, then you got to be honest. Like, you can't trade, Thursday, Friday is dress rehearsal. So the amount of preparation that you put in today and yesterday, that's probably what you're going to be doing next week for CPI. So hopefully, you're doing your best. You brought your best. And it's practice time. So pretend like it's CPI Wednesday. Prepare, plan, and do what you think is right. Use that opportunity to prove it to yourself that you can prepare, that you can plan, that you know what you're doing. All right? And if for some reason you were not prepared or you don't have a plan, that's the real juice. You might need to wake the fuck up and do better next week. And that's still juice too. All right. Happy Friday though, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing? Grim COC says, Kimba, would you look for short today at any point? Value area high. That's really the only place where you could short. Isn't that math? So Grim, it all starts with levels. So what levels do you have? You know what I mean? And what that kind of tells me, Grim, is you still don't know basic strategy. So if you haven't done this still, then you got to look yourself in the mirror this weekend and ask yourself if you really want it or not, right? Value area low, settlement, 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 RTH open, RTH open, RTH open. This is maybe the fourth week every single day I draw this where you need to understand what the by the book basic strategy play would be. Okay. Like if you're bullish, for example, some people are waiting for it to break out of value area high. Did you know that there was a single print that it just grabbed earlier? Right there. You see the single print? So single print, value area high, that's where the book says you should be shorting. That's it. Because going above that is bullish. So some people are going to actually try to long the breakout of value area high or bullish retest of value area high. That's basic strategy, Grim. Okay? So that's it. But don't be trying to like short anything, you know, higher than the value area high. That would be wrong. So that's just math, okay? If you just do what I ask and you keep tracking where the value is and where settlement is and where it opens, it's gonna just turn into basic pattern recognition. All right. So maybe nerd out on that over the weekend or something like that. Goes BTC, you good? We fancy says math is math. JV says would be initial move today at debate like we got an ETF day last year. So JV, what you need to do is how do you figure out or what is the data that tells you it might be debate? JV. So do you like whether it's, you know, right now, whether it's CPI before, whether it's non-farm payrolls, whether it's Macaulay Culkin, instead of just asking me, right, what is the data that you can see, JV, to figure out if it's debate or not? So that's what you got to figure out. Otherwise, if you can't figure that out, you're going to be asking that every single day, aren't you? So how would you figure out if something would be phase 1 or phase 2 initial move debate? That's the question. Happy 420 says, happy Friday, great week. Can we look at Bugamas? Bugamas are not relevant right now. We want to wait until markets open. Erudri says, next long, if we go downwards first. You tell me, what are the levels that you have marked out, Erudri? Yes, it starts with levels. So you tell me. What do you have for S&P and what do you have for BIDI? Remember, we don't long levels at Rudri, we long data. So if it goes there, what's the data that you would prioritize as a chance to take a long? The Kraken says, I need an acronym cheat sheet. You'll pick up on the language pretty soon. Yeah, we could put together a little vocabulary cheat sheet. Lou Lurson says, chat, should you be in a position now before market open? You should only be doing things that you prepared and planned for, right? Like, for example, we were talking about longing 85, 86 yesterday, right? TPing any sort of long or short at the value area high or value area low on a position that started outside is pretty normal, right? So TPing a little bit on the long right there is by the book, right? And then S&P, every single time that it's CPI week, you know, I'm trying to anticipate S&P stuff. Look at Pixel Perfect S&P Bugama. And that's from yesterday. So, like for me, in my personal opinion, that long, TPing that long, seeing S&P hit that high, you know, kind of knew already 2-3 days ago, in my opinion. Pasco says, I'm riding my long. Nice. Well, we got 12 minutes until RTH. So let's get it. Y'all ready? C-Bum says 90K bad short. No, actually, it's inconclusive. We don't know. The only thing that's risky now with 12 minutes left until US market open is that like you're going into a time period where it's just easier to wait for the gap. You know, like we've all been in these situations before where we took a trade, you know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes before RTH. And maybe your life experience or sample size is that you got away with it. Maybe some of you guys know that it's just at this point it's better to wait. Yeah, it's inconclusive. So take your shots, you know, have your plans and execute your plan. The worst thing that you could be doing is scrambling and trying to put together a plan right now, because the probability of you getting got is higher. Yep, every day we have an opportunity to be prepared and have our plans and execute. And, you know, if you don't have a plan, that's okay. You know, but I wouldn't like FOMO in and try to scramble and put together a last minute plan. Remember, whatever you end up doing today, you're probably going to end up doing on Wednesday. That's why we call Thursday, yesterday, and today, Friday, dress rehearsal. So just pretend like it's CPI Wednesday. Do what you think is right. Do your best, and let's get after it, chat. So FRVP is going to give you volume. Okay. TPO is volume within time. So it's almost like this is where it's spent the most amount of time type of shit. And that is why your tick size will matter, for example. You know, you should use like 10, 15, 20, 25 at the most. Does that, you know what tick size is, right? It divides up the price action into blocks. So if your tick size is 25, that means that one block is equal to $25. So a $100 move is going to have 4 blocks. You're saying, how do I want to compartmentalize and group all of the price action into a block or a section? So it's how many dollars do you put in a tick? Okay, how big is that tick? Is it representing $5? Does it represent $20? Does it represent $100? And so based off of your tick size, it's gonna change the division of the price action. Just same with FRVP, right? Why not use the smallest the exchange allows? 2 answers. One is, that's like using, why not use 30 second? Why not trade on 30 second? Sometimes zooming out a little bit gives you better interpretation of the data. Okay, that's why we don't use 1 minute, 5 minute. We use 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily. So smallest is not always the best because things can change so quick. So the data is always inconclusive. Make sense? Kind of like why we wait for 2, 3, 30-minute candle closes. But also, anytime you have a question like that, remember, you don't have to take my word for it. You could just try it out. Do one, GGG. Do one, experiment with one, and see if your value levels are actually reliable, right? Like, because fuck what I'm saying. You could sit there and be like, dude, Kimba has no fucking idea what he's talking about, okay? I need to check his shit out, you know? So there you go, GGG. Yeah, but like, even if it's, you know, even if it's Bybit, you know what I mean? Go to Binance. Addis will actually let you do 1, I believe, or 2, right? Yeah, but always, brother, see it for yourself. I honestly would want everybody to be skeptical and be like, dude, Kimba has no idea what he's fucking talking about. Let me see this shit for myself. So it's not wrong if you're only getting structural edge in the form of a swing fail. I don't think that's good enough. Okay? And when you say 7.5, you're talking about here, right? Like that? I just think it's trappy. But here's what I would say, Blade Clap. Are you talking about just structural edge, or are you going to require more than that? So, for example, do you want S&P to be building value? What if S&P is building below value under the gap? Like, I'm prioritizing S&P, right? Blade Clap. So for me to be bullish, it would do something like this, okay? I would be okay with this too, but this would be the least bullish, right? Out of all the RTH gap plays. I'm gonna prioritize S&P, so I'm gonna go with S&P. If S&P is doing one of these two things, if we get Sato stopped out and bottom shorting, okay, then sure, because it's probably going to squeeze over the weekend. But you would look for bull div, awesome. Yeah, I mean, what is Sato's lick? And I'm not like really caring about Sato. It's more about where's the retail fucking shit at, you know? Okay. So, 84.3? Oh my fucking God, dude. Oh, it's yeah, it's probably just gonna pink his ass and then fly. Yo, this motherfucker, man. Chat, come on, man, quit playing with me. Blade Clap, there you go. It's gonna just pink his ass and go. Look, if the data is there, Blade Clap, take it, okay? In my opinion, it seems shitty, okay? And like, you were here yesterday, right? Blade Clap? Were you here yesterday? Like, if you were here yesterday, for me to be really, yeah, so brother, you know that I'm not really down with the 85, 86 to be a long. I will take it, okay? I don't take the second attempt. But considering it's a weekend, considering it's Friday, yeah, if we get bottom shoulders there, we're trapping them hoes, and then we're gonna go lower. I mean, we'll squeeze them before we go lower. Okay, so let's just see what the data looks like. Okay, if Sato shorts after he gets stopped out on the long, that's probably pretty good retail confluence, you know. So yeah, that Blade, but I'm glad you brought that up, brother, because I might just, you know, be lettuced up and just say under my breath that I don't think it's a good long, but thank you for giving us the opportunity to break it down and so everybody can see, right? Like it's 7.5, swing fail, Sato stop out, and for like if you can get S&P to look bullish, then yeah, let's do it. Right? Blade Clap, I'm prioritizing S&P today. That's my number one confluence. Okay? So yeah, if S&P looks bullish, like I just said, man, if S&P's pumping, Bitcoin's pumping. If S&P's dumping, Bitcoin is dumping. Yeah. So I can see everything that you were saying. I think you're doing fucking amazing. You saw that 7.5. You saw that it could be a swing fail. So it's just a matter of data now, brother. How about this, Blade Clap? I'll tell you if I take it. I highly doubt it. I already tried it once. you know that I don't like the 85, 86 level as a long. You know what I mean? So the data has to be really convincing to me. All right. And I'll tell you if I take it. Okay. But I'm going to prioritize S&P. And if that motherfucker wants to look bullish on me, then I'll probably take it as long as we get bottom shorters. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. My first level of interest is the 7.5. So let's see the reaction at 7.5, okay? You know that market makers are listening right now, right? So you know they're going to bounce it from the 7.5 and go to the 0.5. But then probably trap more top longers like Sato that wants to try to long again. And then the 618 that's supposed to get turned into support is lost. And then we get a whole ka-cha-ya! All right, let's go. 16 minutes on the 30-minute candle close. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 46 minutes left of RTH. So I said it yesterday in Discord's post, but yeah, Monday is going to be pretty exciting. And I have my biases, but stick to your own plans. All right, the data is the data. 84, 85, 86 to the upside, the 93 and the 95. All right, weekend time. So make sure you guys enjoy, and I can't wait to regroup with you guys Monday morning. I'm going to be here hella early. So how many of you guys, especially American Lions, US Lions, how many of you guys are going to try to show up as early as you can on Monday? Got to get after it. Got to get after it. Got to get after it. Yeah, locked in, you guys? I mean, Monday, because if you know, you know, but Monday might be, and there's no guarantees, you know, and as retail, it's probably a small chance, but we'll take the smallest chance. Who gives a shit? But Monday might be that juice that gives us, you know, the opportunity on Wednesday, right? And it's just a matter of like, do you feel that way or not? And it's okay if you don't. You know, I would love a 76, 74, 72 clean on Monday. And guess what? Even if I get in on Monday or Tuesday, it would be, I'm ready for that initial move as a debate to clean everybody out before we go. And that's the bull div that's inside of the hidden bull div type of shit. You know what I mean? I'm ready if it doesn't want to go lower than 85. You know, maybe it really is the sweep of 84 like we talked about earlier in the day. Shout out to the homie that asked. Maybe it just is a SFP of 84, 7.5 holds, structure holds, open interest. The bottom shorts actually do come in type of goofy shit, you know, and at least over the weekend we sweep and clean out all the shorts. So anything is possible. Let's just get the levels identified and wait for see what we're about to hear, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, Lions. Any questions? Yeah, I think it's just running out of time. It would have been nice to get 84. I guess it's still a possibility, but, you know, not that surprising for it to hold the higher low and bounce off the 7.5, 7.86 zone. You know what I mean? I'm still going to kick it and give it that 35 minutes for ETH to maybe grab 84, which would be dope. But if it happens during over the weekend and derivatives do it, you know, I'll be looking for obvious signs, like is it a bad low or is it a bad high, whichever way it wants to go over the weekend if it does. And then combining that with RTH, we should have a plan. If it goes down, that's easy. Obviously, if it goes up, I don't think I would be shorting, to be honest. So, but yeah, we want to see if we can get a long on Monday, huh? What you think, Freddie? Pretty cool day, right? What about you, Hustler? Vancouver 604 Fragile. Omar, would that sweep of 84K still be valid outside of RTH? You just answered your question. No, RTH can only sweep during RTH. I feel like we already juiced pretty well with just kind of identifying basic value levels. Obviously, they will be irrelevant during the weekend. But yeah, man, 84. Gotta snap back. Losing that trend line would be horrible. So the way in which this closes, you know, is it below settlement? Is it above value area low? We'll find out in 18 minutes. That will be the first domino piece. The second domino piece is going to be the CME resumption, if it has a gap or not on ETH. The third domino piece is if it actually plays that gap, meaning if it's a bearish gap, it doesn't fill it. It keeps dumping. If it's a bullish gap, it keeps pumping. And then the RTH will confirm if the movement is actually real or not. So the same thing again, is RTH having a bullish gap or bearish gap, and how is it reacting? S&P Confluence is going to be the number one edge that I'll use to guide me through all of that. So Nate, you good? Half Yeet said, Powell said today central banks don't need to interfere with the economy. No doubt, no doubt. But then CPI data is going to suggest that we need it. Maybe. I don't know. But that motherfucker flip-flops just as much as Sato, right? Because you know why? It's data. He might say that right now, but let CPI come out the way that I think it might be, and right? You hear Trump and all these motherfuckers talk about eggs, right? If the price that the consumer has to pay for things, because eggs, milk, rent, like all that shit, right, is in the CPI. So, like all these motherfuckers, especially these politicians talking about eggs this, eggs that, tariffs are going to make, prices more expensive. It's not going to necessarily reflect on the March CPI because it's going to be February stuff, but it's going to be anticipatory data that you're going to be able to think for March, April, and May. All of these things are going to kind of come into play on if they need to do cuts, if so, and when. Right? So that's why I think, we'll start off with CPI. Obviously, PPI is going to be baby volatility. But, yeah, we'll take it 1 month at a time, level by level, Until I see otherwise, half yeet, I'm higher time frame bullish, right? So I would love a 72, a 70, a 74, a 76. I'm not scared to long any of those, and I'm going to be in a bullish bias and looking for reasons to long, So same thing with altcoins. And if it happens over the weekend, I'll probably take stabs at it with smaller positions, but the biggest confluence is going to be Monday, RTH gap and S&P. So you know me, I won't really chase it over the weekend. If I can get lucky and get filled on, like an 84 SFP, that would be nice. But most likely you're going to ask me if I'm in an 84 long, and I probably missed it. So I think at this point, we'll just wait for, unless it happens in the next 15 minutes with ETH, that's a different story. So that's why I'm trying to kick it with you guys right now, right? But without ETH, RTH, probably not. You're excited for Monday though? I mean, if you don't, how many people not in a long, or your long you wish was bigger, or you wish it was a better entry, or some type of shit, like, then it's Monday or Tuesday, I feel like. So, Big Jamal says holding AVAX long. Nice. I would love to get into AVAX at 16. I don't know if you caught my TA on that, but I would love a $16 AVAX. Yeah. But yeah, let's get it. I think we're pretty well prepared, man. And what I really want to see is, I don't care how low it goes. God damn, I would love it if it closed above 84. Can you imagine 76 or a 73 and the daily candle closes above 84? Oh my God, I would fucking love that. That's when we're probably like, guys, I'm going to Hawaii type of shit, But anyways, Can't predict the future, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll take it bit by bit. Would love to get long stopped out. Would love to have bottom shorts coming in. Would love to see a higher time frame CVD bull div. Would love to see a smaller medium time frame regular bull div. Would love S&P confluence. Yeah, and then obviously the follow through, since we're front running the rate cut, is we want the rate cut. So that would be the icing on the cake. But we'll take it level by level. Lions! I'll see you bright and early on Monday. Maybe weekend stream. Definitely I'll be posting some shit in Discord. I love you guys. Have a great weekend.